interesting and exciting. There's an intrigue to, are some of the young players in the league pushing the established stars? How deeply into the careers of the great players are we? And are we looking at the end of what has been an extraordinary run of talent? It's always incredible to watch.
And so Anunoby will bring it up for the New York Knicks. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
Well, I felt like they were never on the same page defensively in that one. Gave up way too many easy shots.
You cannot allow your opponent to shoot that high a percentage. That is going to get you beat night after night.
Now here's McCollum, coming off a solid outing against Miami. And here's Garland for three. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum.
So aggressive at the arc. Darius Garland never shy about letting it fly.
Bridges against McCollum. Here's Towns. And the rebound paying off as they pick up two on the second chance bucket right there.
What energy on the offensive boards. The defense can't match the effort, and they paid the price.
Jackson misses. For New York, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. We know, Doris, that Towns might already be one of the best shooting bigs ever.
Well, Kevin, he flat stated and called himself the best shooting big of all time. He has an argument because not only has he shot the ball incredibly well from deep, even as his volume has gone up, his efficiency stays the same. This is a gifted offensive post player.
And here is Bridges after Darius Garland getting his shot to go from deep. Here's Anunoby. That one drops for him.
Wow, a level of physicality brought to OG Anunoby, and he says, I can match that.
6-4.
And here's Garland for three. Connects from three-point range. Garland's got 9.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Highland the bounce pass. Towns up top, covered by Okongwu. Bridges for three. Kuzma pulls it in. Washington's gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. Jackson from long range. The Knicks pull it in. This their first look at this year's Washington squad.
And they didn't have much of a problem with these guys last season, and quite frankly, you wouldn't expect them to.
Yeah, Josh Hart's starting to show people, I can knock down a three-point shot. You better guard me.
McCollum, no good. And so it's Highland who brings the ball up for New York, trailing by 2. Bridges inside, guarded by Garland. The wide open look here for Highland. And again, New York with the triple.
Yeah, Highland plays at a fast pace, so when the ball touches his hands, he's always shot ready.
Launches a 3. Garland, no good. Knicks have gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. The baseline jam. That one a little long. So for the Wizards, their last game a win against the Heat. Pass to McCollum. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Garland.
McCollum has a nice feel for catch-and-shoot jumpers. That's a shot they want to create for him as much as possible.
We know, Doris, at one point, the Wizards had one of the most unique pairings in NBA history.
Think back to 1987, 1988, the year you're talking about, when the 5'3" Muggsy Bogues was a teammate of Manute Bol, who stood 7'7" tall. At the time, they were the tallest and shortest players in NBA history, with 28 inches between them. Incredible.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Mamu Kelishvili is checked in. Walker comes in for Josh Hart. George is checked in for OG Anunoby. And Miles McBride subbed in for Bridges.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Garland, the pass to Kessler. The shot. Passes it to Wagner. Yep, that one goes.
The very definition of a stretch big, Mo Wagner finding his way into the mid-range. Nicely done.
The pass to McBride. We've got 1:28 left in the first. And he comes up with the deuce.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Let's send it over to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Tom Thibodeau. D.A.?
Now he feels like Darius Garland is the key to that offense. Coach said not many people can stay in front of Garland one-on-one. He's so shifty. So the rotations defensively have to be decisive and quick. And at the other end, we want to force him to work defensively. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, David. Here's Boston. He has yet to score. Pass to Kessler. The 17-footer. The rebound by McBride.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Boy, you love what this guy is doing right now. He's taking smart shots, shooting a high percentage, starting to cook.
Garland, the pass to Boston. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Garland.
Here is a guy who is not shy about sharing the basketball. If you are open, Darius Garland will find you.
Highland, the bounce pass. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Beyond the leaning, you can see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Nick Richards comes in for Wagner. And it's Dosumu in for Garland.
And boy, have they come out strong, really pounding the offensive board for second chance points.
Now, Highland. He's a guy we see deliver on a nightly basis, averaging about 24.5 points a game. From deep three-point land. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. The offense coming free and easy as we wrap up the first quarter. Washington out in front.
The Wizards.
They finish off the first quarter on a 12-4 run. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Wizards.
We've got a bunch of this game yet to be played, but they're shooting it well from the three-point line. That's got to be a welcome sight.
We've got a lot of game left, but boy, they are doing a tremendous job on the offensive glass.
Knicks trail by 7. Taking a look at the Wizards. Nick Richards out there with Hachimura. Then there's McCollum. Then it's Dosumu. And it's Jackson in at the small forward position. Now here is Hachimura. Over McBride. And that one's good. Hachimura. Hachimura's got the lead up to 9 now for Washington.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
McBride finds Bridges. Two free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Of course, when you think of Mikal Bridges, what comes to mind?
The fact that he is available almost every single night, that you can count on him to bring great defensive intensity. He's become a legitimate threat from three-point territory, and now all of a sudden he's adding some ball skills. Mikal Bridges gets better every single year.
Anunoby, he's checked in for the Knicks. And the basket by McCollum.
Yeah, McCollum is a real danger at the arc. He's an efficient long-range bomber.
Here's McBride. He's guarded by McCollum. Out to Bridges. Back to McBride. Washington with the rebound.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
The putback. Here's Richards. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. Richards got his first points of the night. Knicks trail by 12. Rob. He dishes it to McCollum. Offensive rebound. And here is Dosunmu. Hasn't made one yet.
Well, being aggressive and assertive. The big man snatching the rebound.
Here's McBride. He's covered by Hachimura. McBride passes to Bridges. Just 5 on the clock. Anunoby outside. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
Well, you like the decision-making from OG Anunoby right there. Picking quality shots, gets into his jump shooting motion. Well done.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington. And Greg, you think about what they call float game. Why does that one shot earn a nickname like that?
I mean, it's a badge of respect, right? The floaters, teardrops, whatever you call them, runners, often the finishing touch to an already well-developed offensive arsenal.
Wizards making a switch here. Okongwu's checked in for Nick Richards. Wagner comes in for Rui Hachimura. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for Jackson. And it's Garland in for Dosunmu. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thanks. Darius Garland, the son of former NBA player Winston Garland, said that he was a sponge growing up listening to his dad. He hung on every word about playing point guard. Darius says, I learned the little things much quicker. He taught me at a young age to change gears to keep defenders off balance. Kevin?
And he's doing it. I love the tricks of the trade you just talked about. Thank you so much. Bones Highland is checked in for the Knicks. Anunoby outside. Back to Highland. Kuzma against Anunoby. New York, no good that time either.
Well, defenses are content to give up the mid-range, right? It's not the high percentage restricted area or the 3. You can see they're prepared to give up that shot.
Knicks trail by 13. Doris, the way this Knicks roster was put together, they have a great level of physicality.
Kevin, if you think about it, with the way the rules are starting to trend back toward that level of physicality, they've got an opportunity to be successful. They also have a big-time star in Jalen Brunson, so there's a lot to like about the future.
Here's Okongwu, and it's good for 2. And the Wizards lead by 15.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way. What a brutal night for this guy, and it is having a ripple effect throughout the team. This is tough.
A different look for New York. Mamu Kelishvili is checked in, and Jabari Walker's subbed in for Hart. 1:57 left to play here in the second quarter. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blows.
Boy, Bones Highland's got a thin frame, but you can see he is unafraid of contact. Earns a trip to the foul line.
2 shots.
And both free throws good for Highland.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Here's Boston. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game.
Such a reliable threat from range. You'd think the defense might key on him a little bit more.
Now, here's Bridges. The 9-foot shot. Here's Walker, and it's sent back by Okongwu.
Wizards ball.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Walker. And here are the Wizards now. They're on a 15-6 run. Garland kicks to Kuzma. And a miss there on the triple. Knicks trail by 16. Here's Highland. Takes it off the glass. Highland's got 7 points in the game.
Boy, Highland working hard for that high percentage shot. That's nicely done.
Highland against Garland. It's good from long range.
Yeah, that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed.
And so it's Highland with it. He brings it up for New York. Pass to George. Bridges deciding where to go with it. Another shot, and it's good on the way in. Bridges has got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, we know this. Mikal Bridges has the length and hops to score inside. Nicely done.
Garland, the pass to Boston. No good on the triple. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Island against Garland. For three, Bridges. Rebounded by the Wizards.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
To the paint, there's Garland, and he makes good on the layup. 17 points in the game.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Bridges inside. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. The Knicks shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And the first one drops. And Washington making a change here. He makes 1 of 2 that time. And so it's the Washington Wizards in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. Their work from beyond the arc has been a highlight. A lot of threes finding the bottom of the bucket. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Tibbs. Going against a high-powered offense like this, I know you have your work cut out for you at the defensive end.
Yeah, you know, they're tough to guard. They put a lot of pressure on you. You can't make body position mistakes. We've got to make sure we try to make them work for the points.
We'll see if you can be more effective in the second half. Thanks. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Let's talk about that first half. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Washington in control. They're leading by 16. Kenny, how'd you see it?
They're just pulling down rebounds at will. Their aggressiveness has been dynamite, flying in from all angles. With rebounding, you assume that everything is amiss, and obviously they've taken that to heart.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on New York?
I know it's not the case, but it seemed like they were lacking on the offensive game. Maybe some guys were improvising when they should have been making the next pass, but hey, not looking good out there.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. We're seeing a tremendous game here, guys, from Darius Garland.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end. And boy, this young guy has done just that.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. They've got Bones Highland. OG Anunoby is out there with Josh Hart. Then it's Karl Anthony Towns. And it's Bridges in at the shooting guard. That's the 5 for New York right now. Anunoby has the open look from outside off the mark.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
One of the best 3 and D wings in the league. Let's start with OG Anunoby, who excels from the corner.
And Kevin, about 45% on quarter threes the last couple seasons. So OG can space that floor horizontally. That's in addition to his elite defensive ability.
Trains it from beyond the arc. Anunoby's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Knicks.
Wizards lead.
Outside Garland. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. And the Wizards lead by 16. Highland against Garland. Outside Towns. Bridges inside. He's guarded by McCollum. Kuzma pulls it in. Kuzma's got his 4th rebound in this one. Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. And again, Washington with the triple.
and they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. ADB, one thing about Kyle Kuzma, at 6'9", he is a big win.
What I love about him, Kevin, is that he's such a strong shooter. He can bang in the post if you need him to. He always puts up solid rebounding numbers. And I think the final piece we've seen him developing is his ability to distribute the basketball.
Nick Richards, he's checked in for the Wizards. Wagner comes in for Kyle Kuzma. Goes back up. And Towns with the lay-in good.
How about Karl Anthony Towns bullying his way to that second chance look? Nicely done.
And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Hey, Kevin, as always with Tom Thibodeau teams, they are level-headed. He said of his Knicks, we want guys to sacrifice and put the team first. But there has to be that belief. When your best players have it, your entire team ends up having it. We know if we stay disciplined, we'll have a chance to win. Kevin?
A very good chance, D.A. Thank you. And Towns gets it to go.
Guys, that is what you call 2 physical, hard-earned points from Karl Anthony Towns. Go ahead and embrace that contact.
Now, here's Garland. He's got 23. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
And those second chance points can add up. Now, here's Hart. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Anunoby passes to Towns, and the shot is good. Towns has got 6 here in this quarter.
They are just killing them on the interior.
52-34.
Bounce pass from Garland. The 3 from McCollum. Rebounded by Hart.
He needs to look to try to drive inside and get going. That outside shot is simply not there.
McCollum against Bridges. Now we have a moment to see the best rebounding teams in the league. Second, the Knicks.
You know, it's not necessarily a glamour stat, but make no mistake, their top-notch board work has been a huge key to their success.
Well, what you love about Mikal Bridges is he is going to accept whatever his coaches and team ask of him. This is what's allowed him to be successful.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Walker's checked in for Hart. George comes in for OG Anunoby. And Miles McBride subbed in for Highland. Kessler, no good. Knicks trail by 17. McBride with the ball. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Now here's Dosunmu, defended by McBride. And that one's good, Boston.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
New York's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. 1:51 left to play in the third. It's tipped. Here's Kessler. He averages about 5 points a game. Hachimura, no good.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Here's Bridges. Kessler with the rebound. Kessler's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Right wing, fires from the corner. Hachimura, no good. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the New York Knicks. 1:04 left in the third. Now McBride. Shot clock at 6. Kicks to George. Launches it. Hachimura grabs the miss. Wizards leading by 20. Out to the right wing. Boston sinks the three-pointer. Boston's got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Wizards.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the three-point shot.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
George trying to break free. And McBride gets it to go. McBride's got 6.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Dosunmu, the pass to Hachimura. No good with the triple. Knicks trail by 21. McBride with the ball. He has 6. Down low, Towns. Misses from close range.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And so it's the Washington Wizards sitting on a 21-point lead to end the quarter. And with as many three-pointers as they've drained, it's easy to see why they're on the cusp of a blowout. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Well, this is exactly what you're looking for from your point guard. Survey the floor, serve it up on time and on target.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Fourth quarter on the court for the Wizards. They've got G.G. Jackson. Kyle Kuzma is out there with Okongwu. Then there's Garland. And it's Boston in at the 2. And that one drops.
How good a playmaker are we watching? Always leading, always trying to create for others.
Passes it to Boston. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Garland. Garland's got 4 assists in the game. New York with the ball. Here's Highland. Now the pass to McBride. And good that time.
Oh, Bones Highland with the pretty pass. That's the decision-making you want to see.
61-41.
Garland dishes to Jackson. They get it again.
Onyeka Okongwu.
We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Now McBride. Here's Anunoby. Rebound by the Wizards. Okongwu's now got his 6th rebound on the night. Outside Garland. A 3-pointer off the mark. The Knicks have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Lets it go. And it's off the back rim. No good.
I'll tell you, this guy is doing absolutely everything he can to get himself going, but the team is struggling because he's struggling.
Jackson gets the bucket.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. And so often, we'll hear talk about how many rings a great player has. Doris, do we emphasize that maybe too much?
I think, Kevin, first and foremost, a great player is great no matter what. This is a team sport, and a player doesn't have control necessarily of the parts and pieces behind him or the organization within which he's trying to succeed. Titles matter, certainly, there's no question, and it's great fodder for fans, but it's not how I define a great player.
And they'll get another chance. Here's Highland. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And we may have an injury here that does not look good.
And I'll tell you, this is something you never like to see.
No, obviously something that, you know, every player fears. The NBA has made player safety a priority, but injuries continue to happen.
Wizards making a switch here. Dosumu's checked in. Well, we've got a moment now to see this year's three-point contest and how it's shaping up. Let's take a look at some of the top candidates emerging as we see here some players who are likely to make the final cut.
Not too shabby of shooters on this list, Kevin. You gotta love the advancement and really the evolution of the three-point shot in today's game.
You take a look at Towns. He's going to need to leapfrog quite a few great shooters if he's going to be a part of the three-point festivities on All-Star Weekend. But, you know, maybe he can do it.
I mean, anything's possible, especially if he has a few big games from beyond the arc before All-Star Weekend. That'd give him a nice bump in the voting.
And as the votes keep pouring in, we'll keep you updated on any changes to that list. It looks like we're going to have quite a group.
Man, you talk about the ultimate marksman's list here, Kevin. Maybe this will be the year somebody gets that perfect score.
New York shooting in the fourth quarter, not pretty, down around 29%. Highland's shot is good. Highland's got 4 points this quarter.
And look at how well he led him in there. Really, he passed him open for that dish.
Here's Dosunmu. Good on the triple.
Heavy incoming from beyond the arc, a key part of their initiative this entire fourth quarter.
It feels like they have worked their perimeter game to perfection, swinging the ball, cashing in from the outside. What a performance.
And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. And the basket by McCollum.
That's from Ayo Dosunmu.
Here's Alexander. Pass to Mamu Kalashvili. Here's Alexander. Takes it inside. Pass to Mamu Kalashvili. Now Highland. Sinks the triple.
Wow, Bones Highland cashing in from range. You'd love to see that.
Washington leading now by 23. And here is Dosunmu. It's McCollum on the wing. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
Okay, time for an injury report. Let's check in with David Aldridge for an injury update on Darius Garland. David.
Guys, I was able to talk with the head athletic trainer of the Wizards about his status. He told me that it looks like he sprained that wrist. Thankfully, no signs of broken bones. This injury could be devastating for them. This is a team that had title hopes, Kevin, and this is not what they need.
Thank you, David. Appreciate the update. Never like to see any kind of injury, Greg.
Yeah, it's one of the toughest parts of the game because you have little to no control over it.
Well, we're obviously hoping for a speedy recovery because we know this about this young guy. He simply loves playing the game.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Walker comes in for Cody Zeller, and Georgia subbed in for Alexander. The Knicks making a switch here. Bridges checks in. 1:21 left in the fourth quarter. Richards passes to McCollum. And it's off from three-point range. And it seems a new era is upon us, GA. A lot of young stars and young teams vying for the status of household names.
Kevin, the casual fans might have to update their frame of reference, right? Especially since a lot of these new stars are playing in smaller markets.
Listen, it's only one miss, but it hurts all the same as they try to cut into this lead.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Washington.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Darius Garland.
No doubt he came to play tonight. This guy has been aggressive and effective.
There's the steal. To the right side. Here's Okongwu. And it falls over the rim and in.
Well, they knew it would be a hostile environment, and they rose to the challenge.
And sometimes when everyone's rooting against you, it seems to bring the unit closer together. It certainly did tonight.
And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long.